So last summer, my 4-year-old daughter Mira failed playground when she fell from the highest hoop and broke her elbow. When we got to the children's hospital, the nurse said that he was going to give her fentanyl for the pain, but not to worry, that this was for kids and it goes right in her nose. And I said to him, you're going to have my daughter snort fentanyl? And he said no one had ever put it that way before.
I thought there was a really sharp, clear voice throughout this piece. And for me, it really tapped into that feeling of helplessness and just seeing the hypocrisy and that feeling like nobody is really there to help, or misguided attempts at comfort that just make you feel more alone and more confused about this being the institution that you're supposed to turn to. And just looking at everything with a little bit of a critical eye and a little bit of a sardonic eye when you're in one of those moments that it feels like everything's kind of spinning out of control. I thought this was a really brilliant piece. I love the juxtaposition between the different highlights of the journey. I thought it was really well filmed, and the narration gave it that intimacy for me to connect with the filmmaker, and it felt like a good friend sharing observations of their environment.
It has a glimpse into this life of a father that's just been dealing with his daughter's broken arm. At first, I thought it was going to delve into issues surrounding drugs that hospitals administer to children, but it becomes something quite different about the space of the hospital itself and how artwork can either further intensify feelings of agitation and nervousness and discomfort as a patient or provide relief and comfort. And he's quite underwhelmed by what they have to offer. And it would be interesting to see, certainly, what suggestions he would bring in to improve the artwork in the hospital.
Pithy, you talk about clever punchline film, but it was more than that. It was like more than just, oh, because like, yeah, we talk about he punched the thing and broke his hand, and like that's funny because of the um everything that led up to it. But it's like also he's really speaking. It felt like something written by John Green, like the Anthropocene Reviewed style of tone, and I rocked with it.
This was bizarre, but it really shows that people have different tastes in art. I, for one, love the dolls. I think it's so creative and something that children will love, but this guy was saying he thought they were creepy and not the place for a children's hospital. It shows really different perspective, or the artwork on it where he's thinking it looked like a ran over Mickey Mouse. His wife thought it was sexual. I personally thought it looked like a movie camera. It's really shows that we all see things quite differently, and that he's really trying to fill in the boredom of a hospital. Because let's face it, hospitals are boring. This kind of captured it, where you look at everything else and go wander around while you're waiting for them to hurry up with whatever it is. And it kind of felt like that droll hospital visit where you're like, okay, this just could move a little faster, but while being quick, and it kind of captured that feeling really well.
Hospitals contain such emotional experiences because sometimes the people we care about are put into tough situations, and that's exactly what sort of happened here. We have this gentleman who ends up having to bring his daughter into the ER after having an accident in the park, and even the piece in the park was sort of this artistic piece that you can crawl and walk around and mess around in, right? And then this horrible accident happens, leading her into the hospital. And there's just this really cringy sort of art wall full of dolls that gains the attention of the documentarian, and in doing so, he sort of gets creeped out by these dolls and just kind of takes a notice of the art that's happening surrounding him while he's going through this moment. And we kind of cut to this very abstract piece of art. And so you kind of get to see his commentary of kind of deflecting from the experience and kind of just taking a moment and taking a step back to kind of just notice the surroundings and take it in and notice the quirks of the type of art that is being installed in these hospital rooms and hospital hallways as we go through crises. What kind of art do our eyes land on? And sometimes it makes us just turn our head and think about things.
This short was quite clever. I liked the voice, smart with an edge of cheekiness. I thought the observations of the narrator were quite astute and humorous, and the dolls were definitely in need of replacing. Very, very creepy. Lots of close-up shots of these dolls and the excellent hospital setting. I thought the final scene was quite amusing as he hits the play structure and then you can hear him calling the hospital staff.